Welcome to Coffee and a Conversation hosted by CJ Abernathy for South Dakota District 23 Senate 2020. A father, an activist, a Marine Corps combat veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan, Purple Heart recipient with a bachelor's degree in information technology software engineering. CJ is the executive producer for the Adam vs. the Man podcast with Adam Kokesh, and the CEO of Internet Warlords, the War for the Internet, as well as a former 2018 South Dakota Libertarian gubernatorial candidate, and a 2020 South Dakota delegate to the Libertarian National Convention. If you would like to join this broadcast, click the link in the description. Coffee and a Conversation starts now. Have a great day, or don't. The choice is always yours.
The best.
And my second question, it's a little bit a different topic, but it's one that a lot of people are talking about. Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison, and a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people. And I know you've talked in the past about Prince Andrew, and you've criticized Bill Clinton's behavior. I'm wondering, do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well, whatever it is. I don't know the situation with Prince Andrew. Just don't know. Not aware of it.
Mr. President.
Unemployment first.
Oh, man. If I was a Trump supporter this morning, oh man. Good morning, everybody. Well, morning, everybody. I don't want to assume the adjective of your day. It's your boy CJ, the Internet Warlord, coming to you live and loud from the great state of Meth Dakota. You know Meth Dakota. It's the state just south of North Dakota, that Dakota, the one formerly known as South Dakota, until the Queen of Meth, Governor Kristi Noem, declared by proclamation that we are all on meth. Man, those were simpler days. Those were simpler times. Kind of like I like taking guns first and then going to court to get the due process. Those were simpler days. Those were days where you're like, it's definitely unconstitutional and he's definitely stupid for saying it. But this, wow. So I made this like bold prediction about, a couple, 10 days ago. How long has it been since Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested? And even a little bit beforehand. But when she was arrested, that's the precipice that says, hey, don't be surprised when she names Donald J. Trump as a participant to some degree or another. To what extent? I don't know. A John or somebody actively involved? Who knows? I don't know. Maybe you know. I don't know. I don't know, honestly. But don't be surprised if you're a Trumpophile. If you're how does the word go? If you're a loyal to the president, a Trump loyalist, don't be surprised when she names him as a participant in child sex trafficking. Again, just for those of
my second question,
just for those that might be just tuning in and missing, I feel like it's worth playing multiple times.
My second question, it's a little bit a different topic, but it's one that a lot of people are talking about. Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison, and a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people. And I know you've talked in the past about Prince Andrew, and you've criticized Bill Clinton's behavior. I'm wondering, do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well, whatever it is. I don't know the situation with Prince Andrew. Just don't know. Not aware of it.
Mr. Oh, man, I can tell when a Trump supporter tunes into my broadcast and sees like Donald Trump's worst moments in history being highlighted, and it's like it goes to like 7 people watching to 2. And again, I love it because again, I know I have Trump files on my friends list, and you know, it's finally worth talking about. I mean, I look forward to the regurgitate. You know, for a long time we heard, "Oh, CJ, he kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago, blah blah blah. He can't be a pedophile." No, he only met with a very much known human trafficker and supplier of underage girls to billionaires and politicians who subsequently recorded these things and has documents of and video evidence of powerful men doing some pretty sick shit. So I always enjoy it when you hear these things, these mental gymnastics that a Trumpophile has to go through to justify the obvious cognitive dissonance of the president, which only furthers to lower their it just ain't even worth it sometimes to kick the horse when it's so dead. Good morning, Matt. How you doing? Monty, thanks for tuning in. Morning, we the people have your back. Well, hey, listen, I've got yours. I will be Saturday in Gettysburg, South Dakota at the rally there. I'm going to make sure that it's clear to both sides. I'm not on one side or the other. I'm on the side that says you have the right to fly the flag of your choosing. As long as I have the right to fly the flag of my choosing, I'll respect your right to fly your flag. Flags don't offend me. It's really insane that we live in this world where an opportunistic fame can bully city councils into making decisions that the town isn't making. I'm on the side of it should have been left up to a vote of the people of the township. And that's just my opinion. So I will be there Saturday. 2 news organizations have reached out to me asking if I'll be there and if I'd like to speak with them. I'm pretty sure, Monty, you wrote a post saying I'll have a speaking opportunity there. I'd encourage you to reach out to my opponent, Monty, to ask Brian Breitling if he wants to show up. He's been running scared from me ever since he got the nomination, has no intentions of wanting to debate me publicly on anything, is even going as far as saying, well, we don't debate for South Dakota Senate seats. Like, what? What? I have never heard of a political party so afraid to debate an opposing party that they would just go as far as to say, well, traditionally, we don't debate for Senate seats, CJ. Yeah, I guess that's my Brian Breitling voice. But yeah, so I would encourage you to invite him as well because the man seems to be afraid of me. So, but yeah, so back to Donald Trump. I mean, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago, CJ. He kicked that guy out of Mar-a-Lago. I got a different theory, and I admittedly call this a theory. This is something that I can't prove, but this is my sneaky suspicion. Putting A plus B plus C plus D plus E, F, G. You get the picture. I could say the alphabet. I'll save you time. My bet is that Ghislaine Maxwell most likely gave both of these men, children underage. Wow. It took underage children and delivered them to both of these men. Most likely recorded both of them and was just waiting for the opportunity to use it as leverage in case, shit gets real. Like one of your former clients becomes president of the United States. That's most likely what I believe has transpired. And this back and forth between Trump and the alleged pedo ring is nothing more than his involvement in it. And so again, I mean, we will see if what I'm saying comes to fruition. It's a tough day to be a Trumpophile. That's why I put on the hat Joe Jorgensen for president, because she's the therapist in the race, not the rapist. And I don't have to justify my opinion. In fact, I've offered $100 to the first person that can give me verified sexual assault allegations or child trafficking allegations. I will give you $100. PayPal direct to you. You can show me a Joe Jorgensen sexual assault allegation or child trafficking allegation. You can't, and you won't find it. I've looked. My money is good. And in fact, if nobody can prove that allegation to be true, I will donate it to the Joe Jorgensen campaign before November. So, don't do anything wrong, Mama Joe. You just got to keep being you between now and November, and let the rapists and the pedophiles just continue to call each other such. So, but to wish her well, it blows my mind that Trump warm words for Ghislaine Maxwell. I just wish her well. I just wish her well. You know, I'll tell you what, that is not the words you should be saying in front of the entire world about somebody that is a known human child sex trafficker. It blows my mind. Today, a Trumpophile wakes up and says, "Oh, shit. Well, at least he's not Hillary Clinton." You know, oh, God. It's just, I can't imagine being the president and saying that you wish a child sex trafficker well. What in the world is going on here? Honestly. Yeah, I mean, if you are a Donald Trump supporter, listen to me. If you're one of the few people watching live or post, listen, tomorrow or today, please click the link. I want you to wear your Trump flags. I want you to just wear your Trump hats and t-shirts and bumper stickers, and I want you to go as Trumpophile as you can. I want you to be Trump Super Saiyan. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to take up half my screen. And I want you to tell me what the fuck is going on in your brain. Yesterday, I had a conversation with Adam Kokesh. Again, just a great person to bounce these complex political theories and ideas off of. About, is this a mental health issue for, the two parties, the people voting for these people that can't seem to think that there's got to be some better option than this. And no, they just continue to keep on. The media continues to keep on. Like there isn't an opportunity for somebody else to come in and say, "Hey, I'm the sane one here." And for us to vote and be like, "Yeah, no, we don't want to vote for this anymore." I don't know why you would. They hide from the name Joe Jorgensen like it's the plague, like it's worse than coronavirus, like they're all gonna die if she's elected. So, like I said, I welcome you. I want you to join. I want you to tell me why you're continuing down this road when there's clearly a better option. When there's clearly somebody that's not criminally involved with multiple different, criminal organizations. And I mean, it's just, why? I ask. But listen, if you're a South Dakota Republican and you're like, "Hey, CJ, I get it. I cannot vote for the dude that wishes a child sex trafficker well." If that's finally the straw that broke your camel's back, regardless of I like taking guns first and then going to court to get to due process. or all the hypocrisies on Twitter we could point out for days. If you're like, I've had enough, there's hope for you. Go to lpsouthdakota.org. The link is in the description of this video. Reach out to our chairman, our vice chairman, our communications director. Let us know what county you live in, and we can help you get a party affiliation to say, hey, I'm not voting for a pedophile or a rapist. I'm voting for America. We can give you that choice, that third option that says, enough is enough. I'm done with it. Please don't say that I'm a Trumpophile anymore, CJ. Please don't call me a pedocrat. I will volunteer at the local state fair for Joe Jorgensen. Just stop calling me a Trumpophile. Come over to the gold team. We understand. We have been there. Lots of us have fallen for the two-party duopoly mind fuck game, the media-driven bullshit game. And we will welcome you with open arms into the Libertarian Party. It does take some getting used to, and on the first night of Fight Club, everybody fights. So, all right. But to wish Ghislaine Maxwell well, like, come on, man. I haven't been following it. I've only met her several occasions. The president's comments about Miss Maxwell, who is charged with luring girls into Jeffrey Epstein's orbit, drew new attention to Mr. Trump's friendship with Mr. Epstein. Now, again, this is the failing New York Times, but it doesn't matter because we can all listen to the video. I just want to hear how the pedocrats are responding to this morning. And President Trump's return to the White House podium on Tuesday to discuss the coronavirus pandemic took an unusual detour when he offered warm words for Ghislaine Maxwell, who's facing federal charges for helping Jeffrey Epstein recruit, groom, and sexually abuse girls. Mr. Trump's comment about Miss Maxwell, who was arrested in New Hampshire this month and is being held without bail in federal jail in Brooklyn, came in response to a reporter's question about whether he expected her to go public with names of powerful men, Trump, who have been accused in lawsuits of taking part in sex trafficking that Mr. Epstein allegedly ran. I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well, whatever it is. Again, I'm not going to read through all this. I just found it hilarious. Trump, speaking to reporters at the White House last July, said he knew Epstein like everybody in Palm Beach knew him. As in, like, they were all having sex with kids. It was just the norm in the 80s. But the president added, I had a falling out with him after I found out him and his associate were recording me having sex with kids. Well, that's not what it really says, but, you know, you can read between the lines, too. I haven't spoken to him in 15 years. I was not a fan of his, I can tell you. Well, yeah, of course. You're not going to be a fan of somebody that records you sexually assaulting children. And, but again, that's just a prediction. Actually, I'll take a Paul Heyman quote. That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler, folks. He had a lot of fun with, he's a lot of fun to be with, Trump said at the time. It's even sad that he likes beautiful women as much as I do. And so many of them are on the younger side. I mean, again, how much more do you need, Trumpophiles, to look at this and go, ah, shit, we put a pedophile in the White House. Fuck. Oh, man. Like I said, for those of you that are just tuning in, that haven't seen it yet, I think it's fair enough to play it one more time. Just for history, because if you're this stupid to think, if you're this stupid to wish well a very known child sex trafficker to billionaires, maybe you don't say this.
The best.
And my second question, it's a little bit different topic, but it's one that a lot of people are talking about. Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison, and a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people. And I know you've talked in the past about Prince Andrew and
Donald Trump
criticizing
Donald
his
Trump
behavior. I'm wondering, do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well, whatever it is. I don't know the situation with Prince Andrew. Just don't know. Not aware of it.
Wow. Wow. All right. Anyways, moving on from the Trump files this morning. I think you guys have taken a beating as it is enough this morning. Yeah, no, you earned that one. So, all right. If you are watching this and want to join this broadcast, you have a thought, a question, a comment, a concern, a complaint, a bitch, a gripe, a moan, feel free to click the link in the description that says to join this broadcast. I would hate for everybody to think, well, CJ, you just talk and talk, but I would interrupt you if well, guess what? Every day I put a link in the description that takes you backstage that allows you to speak your mind. All right, so another cool little development here that I thought was pretty awesome. I landed an interview with somebody on Monday morning that admittedly I had not heard of. I don't really know much about this person until I didn't know much about this person until last night. But there's a gentleman by the name of, I'm probably gonna butcher it because I suck at names. Michael Picard. I will be interviewing Michael here on Monday. And that is just going to be awesome because this guy is hilarious. Michael goes around and essentially, from what I can gather, is just political humor and really, truly aiming to offend, but in a way that is obviously designed to trigger people in certain aspects. But I'm going to give you a little taste throughout the week of this gentleman's comedy and humor in little segments. So this was the first video sent to me. And trigger warning for those of you that are easily offended by other people's humor. Remember, what may be offensive to you might still be funny to me.
We're back together again. Allah bless America. Hey guys.
Pick that flag up off the ground.
What are you gonna do?
Oh, don't worry what I'll do.
Pick that flag up off the ground.
Hey,
Who
bud.
the fuck is this guy, huh?
She's my best friend.
You're with her?
We're together.
We are not together. Get the hell away from me.
You know who that is? Why does... Yo, you better get away from us right now.
But we're
Stay
together.
away from her.
Get away from me.
But we're
I'm violating the 6 feet rule. Get away from me.
but we're
Get away.
together.
I'm trying to get him
Get away from me.
But we're
Get away
together.
Stay away from her. You're causing trouble now.
I love you.
You know, you bring that down to where I'm from in Oklahoma, we'll beat the shit out of you.
Oh, yeah.
Get out of here, you hillbilly. Allahu Akbar.
Yeah, I might as well be before that.
Aren't we still friends?
Rayla, we got another one.
I'm here with her. We came together.
That guy's a fucking
You're fake news, buddy.
I'm fake news.
Real news. I am the news.
You are
Who are you?
news. Who are you?
A Muslim?
Again, this is just a sample. This is a taste of Michael Picard's videos. I'm gonna play a little bit further, but I wanted to catch you up to date with what you're seeing here. So the hillbilly with the flag that keeps touching the ground, that's about an inch, is offended by Mr. Picard here. This guy claims to be the news. I don't even know what that fucking means. You know, I don't. This dude right here looks like he hasn't missed a meal since the 80s. And this woman back here, in the flag code violating attire, is running as a Republican for Congress. There's a lot going on here. It's a lot to take in. I would highly recommend going and just following Michael on his journey. This is just a sample of the comedy that I have witnessed to. Last night, I was, Mr. Saxon was sending me videos. My cheeks were hurting. The back of my jaw, that good, gut laugh, that guttural, oh, shit. That's what this was doing to me. Because he has perfectly triggered, at some point, everybody you see here, while maintaining himself neutral to their transgressions of his being there. They have all in some way proven hypocrisy. I mean, the lady running for Congress, it makes so many dumb statements. In fact, I'm going to play a little bit more of this just because it's fucking comedy gold. In fact, I'm surprised more people haven't done it like this to begin with. I mean, the things they say in response to just his presence, his words, when he's clearly there to trigger you. Clearly there. And instead of being adults about it and handling it in a way that isn't them just showing their ass, and thinking they're tough. And a lot of them get tough. I'm going to ask him, between now and Monday, I'm going to have a great interview set of questions for Michael. I mean, again, just I can't tell you how much my cheeks hurt last night enough. It was great.
Yeah. Allahu Akbar.
Congratulations. They're all frauds. They don't even know what they believe in. What do you believe in, really? What do you believe in?
I believe in Allah.
What the fuck is that?
Allah is God.
Yeah.
What's Allah, huh?
Thank you.
Pedophile?
Does God appreciate when you call this gentleman a hillbilly? Does God appreciate that as well?
Yes.
Does he really?
Allah would call him a hillbilly too.
Really? Would he?
Yep.
That's what he would call him, a hillbilly. Not a person, right? He's not a person.
Allahu Akbar.
Is he a person? Do you not answer a question?
I don't answer the tough questions.
You don't know how to answer tough questions, right?
No.
You're not good with the confrontation, are you?
This dude's a cock. Honestly, this dude is the guy that you see out in the street who's like, I wish a motherfucker would. Honestly, he's, look at these khaki shorts. Who wears khaki shorts? Dudes that like to do stuff in the butt. That's who likes khaki shorts. God damn it, I bet you there's a picture of me out there somewhere with khaki shorts. I better shut up.
What?
Is your enforcement?
Look at this guy.
It's amazing to see that people like this live in our country, isn't it?
They called the police. They called the police on this guy. These are Republicans, keep in mind. Republicans who would most likely call you a snowflake on the internet. This is a microcosm of this Trumpophile, you have to suck the dick of Donald Trump in order to be elected a Republican, microcosm of the internet right here.
Do you want to hang out after this?
No.
buy you a beer.
No, listen, if he actually was like, hey, I'll buy you a beer, you're kind of funny, you know, I'd love to hear a little bit why you're doing this in a way that isn't me trying to be some macho douchebag. I'd be like, at least he's genuine.
Well,
Yeah, come to my private property.
okay.
Come to my private property. What a faggot. Oh, and I mean that in the way of bundles of sticks, you know, just in the same way that I mean a retard in a way that slows the progression towards, you know, a better world.
Okay. Is that a sexual come on?
No, that was a death threat.
That's your opinion, but that's not what's happening.
Yeah, no, we all know what you mean. They're tough, dude.
Because I want to go to your property. I want to put my head on your shoulder.
On my shoulder, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what else do you want to do to me?
There's a whole lot of things I'd like to do to you.
Let's talk about it.
I'd like to hold hands with you.
You want to hold hands with me? What else do you want to do?
I want to put my hands on your ass.
Hand on my ass. All right,
Yeah.
officer.
Hey, officer! I told him to come to my private property, and was vaguely saying what I would do to him, meaning I'd probably kill you. And then when I say, yeah, what would you want to do to me? And as soon as he gets to hand on the ass, you go, officer! Officer! And what an idiot. What an idiot. Like, does this dude not know that there are people out there that don't know any of you? And will literally look at you and go, what a fucking moron. Officer! They're here to arrest you. I'll have you know that he wasn't
We
arrested.
got this all.
That's what they're doing.
Now, wait. Now, listen to the Trumpophile that just said that. They're here to arrest you. Okay, listen to what this officer says real quick.
We're friends, me and her over there. What?
You're not friends. I know you're not friends. It's not going to escalate. I don't care that you're here. You're fine. You have a right to be here.
I don't care that you're here. You're fine. You have a right to be here. Leave it to a Trumpophile to whine to police. We need you to. The guy, he's doing the thing that makes my. And guess what? You have a right to be there. It's a public event.
Please don't make something worse than it has to be. You know what I mean?
I'm not.
Okay, what you're going to do, we don't need to keep it going.
I'm here to support
We don't
Trump,
need to
though.
keep it going.
But I'm just here to support Trump.
That's fine.
I'm here.
It doesn't matter to me who you're here to support because everybody has the right to support who they want.
Yeah, I want to talk to this guy. I feel like we should be doing a good cop, bad cop segment. You know? I feel like they almost made me go into a good cop, bad cop segment here because here's a cop who's like, hey, it doesn't matter to me who you support.
What I don't want is any problems.
Okay. But I'm here with them.
Yeah, just don't create a victim. We might have found a good one here, folks.
I don't care who you're with. You understand that?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me. I just don't want any problems.
But I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know that I'm here with them.
Tell me you're here with them.
Hillbilly's sitting there with a camera like, come on, arrest this dude. Arrest people that I fundamentally think different than me.
Times I've said to you, it doesn't really matter who you're with.
She's my
All I
biffle
want
over
is
there.
people to be safe and not to have a problem. That's it. That's it. It's that simple.
She's my best friend. Allahu Akbar.
Flag, you're gonna get your ass kicked.
Oh, now listen. You're going to get your ass kicked. Now that is an actual threat. That's an actual threat. Wonder what the law enforcement officers do then.
Is that a threat? Officer, he's threatening me.
Officer heard a verbal threat, did jack shit. I mean, again, maybe, just maybe, he's not a good cop. I don't know. I feel like we just walked into a good cop, bad cop segment.
Just so you guys know, I'm here with them.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Hi, Rayla. Rayla, are we hanging out after?
Look at this dude. He's literally like, I'm the media. And he's like gathering cops over here. Like, what a bitch.
this?
Get the fuck away from me.
He swore. Go back to Oklahoma.
I want you to get the fuck out of here.
How about you make me?
Troublemaker.
How about you make me?
Look at those cops in here. I mean, shit.
He's threatening me. The disrespect around here. Fuck Trump.
Look what you're doing to the flag.
But did you hear what she said?
Look what you're doing to the flag.
But did you hear what she said? She said fuck Trump.
Look what you're doing to the flag. You think anybody wants to talk to you?
But what did...
I'm asking you, why are you doing that to the flag like a swab?
Doing what to the flag?
You're carrying it like a swab.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You're carrying it like a swab.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You look like a swab.
That's not nice. Take that back.
No, I'm not.
Take that back.
No.
Take that back.
No.
Take that back
No.
right now. Say you're sorry.
No.
Say you're sorry.
No, I'm not getting in an argument.
So how you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Oh, dude, I am the news came back with his camera phone and sits here and is like, yeah, I'm gonna make you famous, bruh. I'm gonna make you famous, bruh. We're here on what is his radio station? Oh God, I thought I remembered it. Oh, what's his little channel thing he's got going on? He uses StreamYard too. I know that much. Honestly, what is this guy doing? This is the behavior I'm discussing. Like, man, who are you trying to impress, bruh? What is going on here? It makes no sense to me.
Trump, first I want to say Trump 2020, bestest president in the universe.
Okay, that's something we could probably agree on.
I'll suck Trump's dick too.
Perhaps
Right.
and other people. Now, what is your idea with having the flag on the ground the way it is?
Because it's his property, his right, and if it triggers you, then so be it.
America, best
Hey, answered it better than I could.
20, bestest president in the universe. Sorry.
No.
Say you're sorry.
No, I'm not
Gotta get it. Sorry to interrupt, mister.
So how you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Good. So what do you
Trump,
use?
first I want to say Trump 2020, bestest president in the universe.
Okay, that's something we could probably agree on, perhaps
Right.
and other people. Now, what is your idea with having the flag on the ground the way it is?
America, bestest planet in the nation. This
long as
guy
it-
invited me over to his house
That's not
tonight.
happening, actually,
Yeah.
Dude, that video exists somewhere from his end, and I'd just love to see the first, 3 minutes of him introducing this video that he is now recording. I just want to see that. Because he's such a... This is a joke. I am the news. Like, whatever, you... man.
You wanted
It
to
is.
touch my ass and come to my house, so that's what really happened.
Well, you wanted to take him to private property where you could imply that you could kill him. You're an idiot.
Because you invited
the truth yet?
because you invited me over to your house.
That's a false statement.
No, actually, it's not a false statement. So just remember 1659 here. 1659 is where we're at. I think we can leave it at that, though, honestly.
I'm fake news.
Real news. I am the news.
You are
Who
news. Who are you?
A Muslim? What are you?
Yeah.
Mike!
Allahu Akbar.
Congratulations. They're all frauds. They don't even know what they believe in. What do you appreciate that as well?
Yes, to the tough question.
It's amazing. Tough questions, right?
No.
You're not good with the confrontation.
But after this,
No.
I'll buy you a beer.
you will?
Yeah, come to my private property.
Okay.
All right, come to my private property, he said, okay? So the dude literally said, come to my private property, implying he'll kill you. You idiot.
Touch my ass and come to my house, so that's what really happened.
Well,
No, that's not what happened, but you're the news. You're fake news, dude.
because you
the
invited
truth yet?
because you invited me over to your house.
That's a false.
He would have said, if he would have said private property, there's that gray area where a douchebag like this would argue. I said private property, not house. But, yeah. What an idiot, though. But this is just one example. And this whole video is like 20 plus minutes long. And Michael has many, many more videos out there. And each day, I'm going to break down a little bit.
Why do you worry about Trump?
A little bit of his videos each day, just to kind of give you guys an example, a taste. I'm going to go ahead and share that to my public page right now. And if you feel like you want to watch that video, it is now shared to my page. I don't know. Is it Michael or Kyle? I don't know. I don't know what that guy's name is. But again, I will be bringing on Michael on Monday to this broadcast. And hopefully you guys will be able to tune in there. Like I said, just a interesting guy. I mean, to put off comedy like this, and to really challenge the stigmas, I mean, honestly, I got to give it to the guy that he is doing something that I wish more people would do. Interact with these Trumpophile crowds more. I'm sure that he has ammo for days and shit that he just hasn't put out yet. So if you really just need a good laugh, I highly recommend Michael here. And like I said, I'll be bringing him on Monday. So again, just a friendly reminder. If you want to join this broadcast, you can click the link in the description, and it will bring you backstage, and you can be a part of this magical production. So real quick, we do have another bit of comedy humor here from the Lincoln Project, and I hope you enjoy.
To the best of my knowledge, we're sitting at the White House.
I must tell you.
No, I'm just telling you. And the Oval Office is right behind me.
Fox News has a new poll out today. Joe Biden leads you by 8 points, 49% to 41.
First of all, I'm not losing.
People trust Biden more to handle the coronavirus by 17 points, on race relations by 21 points.
Those are fake polls.
You still have more than 100 days to this election, but at this point, you're losing.
Not on my watch. It's not going to happen on my watch. I have other polls that put me leading. I have a poll where we're leading in every swing state.
If I may, sir, respectfully, in the Fox poll, they asked people who is more competent, whose mind is sounder.
Yes.
Biden beats you in that.
Let's take a test. Let's go down. Joe and I will take a test. Let him take the same test that I took.
Incidentally, I took the test too when I heard that you passed it. Well, it's not the hardest test.
Nobody's done what I've done.
There's a picture and it says, what's that? And it's an elephant.
No. See, that's all misrepresentation. Yes, the first few questions are easy, but I'll bet you couldn't even answer the last 5 questions. I'll bet you couldn't. They get very hard, the last 5
Well,
questions.
one of them was count back from 100 by 7.
And let me tell you, you couldn't answer
All right, what's the question?
many of the questions. I'd get you the test. I'd like to give it. But I guarantee you that Joe Biden could not answer those questions.
Okay.
Don't you believe America deserves a president who doesn't brag he can spot an elephant? The Lincoln Project is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
Wow. It's an interesting day to be alive in our country when Fox News is saying that a pedophile and a pedophile are both racing for president of the United States. And both of them think each other are stupid. Oh, man, I can't anymore, man. I can't even pretend anymore. I can't even pretend to be like, all right, guys. But it leads you to an interesting thought. And that interesting thought is, what could happen if Donald Trump rejects electoral defeat? Obviously, it would put us into a constitutional crisis, which we've been in many. On Sunday, in an interview with Chris Wallace, Donald Trump refused to commit to recognizing the outcome of the 2020 election, saying, quote, "I'm not going to say yes, and I didn't last time either." Oh, I'm so glad I'm voting for Joe Jorgensen. I don't even care to read the rest of the headline. I really don't. there's other things in this world that are more important to discuss. Yeah, so that's all I really got to say about that. All right, for the last 15 minutes here, I'm just going to cover a few of the things that I want to get out here before I go back to my little spot on the internet on your phone or computer here that I hide on, because I only exist on the internet. The Wall of Moms in Portland. Honestly, if you thought there was one thing, if you thought there was one thing in this world that I could be like, well, you want to really let the Trumpophiles have a joke about you? They like to say already that Antifa lives in their mommy's basement. They like to say these things. They like to go, oh, you just live in mommy's basement. Now, granted, the economic and financial eviction crisis, the unemployment crisis that we're experiencing with COVID as the cover up to the collapse of the dollar. It's easy for people to be in that age group and go back and live with mommy and daddy. Not everybody had a job or career that was COVID, immune, so to speak, pun intended. But for a wall of moms to show up really does play into that narrative that the Democrats are just living in mommy's basement, and when they came home bruised and beaten and battered, well, moms decided to take action. And I'm not against this, though. I'm really not in the political protest sense of the word. I'm really not. I wanted to take action behind the wall of moms protecting protesters. Hundreds of mothers have attended demonstrations and stood as human barricades between protesters and federal officers. Now, I think they're doing a lot of this for, in my opinion, of course, I think they're doing this for photo ops. It would be, and this is again another theory for why Veterans for Jorgensen to retake the debate stage is a very legitimate plan that could be implemented as a strategy. To have protesting done by veterans around where the first debates would take place, and I kind of bring that back to the wall of moms. If they are standing up against federal agents, what I learned from this is if this was veterans, and we were surrounding an area trying to get Joe Jorgensen into the debate stage. Or onto the debate stage, excuse me. What would the Fed boys do? What would they do? In all honesty, they're not going to attack and beat up women in their 50s and 60s, or younger. But I will give it to the moms though. Here, the moms stood up and said, "Hey, stop sending our kids back to our basements, broken and bloodied and bruised, and some of them kidnapped and have no clue where they are." So I'm going to give it to them. And then the reason why is because I encourage people to protest peacefully. And I don't see a violent protest here. Most violence is instigated by government as an excuse to use force on a population. We know this. It's throughout history. That is what has been the purpose of government and their control methods. So I give it to the Portland moms here, even if it is going to give the Democrats a few things that are going to laugh at. They're gonna make their little jokes about hiding behind mommy. Meanwhile, I just played you a clip of Trump's people hiding behind police. You know, talking that big trash talk, but, you know, did he want to grab my ass, officer? I mean, so again, let's just realize that both sides are retarded. And again, not in the debatable. I'll let the doctors determine that one. But definitely impeding the progress of humanity for sure. So last night, it was brought to my attention that I was watching Miko Hayes discuss. I highly recommend Miko's content. He is one of the last true journalistic people with integrity in America, I believe. Unbiased when going into a story, only sticks to facts, formulates his opinion, where we will disagree on any issue that's minute or small. I'll still give him respect. You know, I think that he and I might have different understandings on certain topics. I don't claim to know everything he knows, and I would hope he doesn't claim to know everything I know. One of the things that I think are clear is that we both have an interest in the mindset of the sovereign citizen. As you know, I am the executive producer for Adam Kokesh, who is declaring his sovereignty in the kingdom of Gardenia on land that he owns and has a loyal title to, and can prove it in courts, even if it is a foreign jurisdiction court. And these are all words that they mean something. They mean something, obviously, but you know, one of the things that I gotta tell you is that sovereign citizens, again, say what you will about the individual. Most of them are become sovereign after interactions with the government that, you know, violates their constitutional rights. You know, the things that makes America America. You know, you gotta proud to be an American. That stuff. You know, when you're no longer proud to be an American, and your country has gone to hell and violated you or your rights, and most people don't understand that what it would take to even get to I got a rip in my constitution here. I wonder if it's an important part. It is. It's the most important part. And it literally is. And it's sad that it's this part that's ripped. I guess I'm going to have to pull it up on there. But it is Article 3, Section 2. Wow, what are the coincidences that I was going to go to Article 3, Section 2, and that's the page that's ripped. I'm going to have to get some Patriot beef from Freedom Beard and get myself a new pocket constitution, that's for sure. Okay, so real quick about sovereign citizens, and a lot of it is based around the Constitution. Article 3, Section 2 of the Constitution.
According to Constitution Annotated, Congress.gov, the trial of all crimes, except in cases of...
All right. So, we have to have a fundamental agreement here that words do have meaning. Before we can say there's a constitution, we have to agree that words do have meaning. And this is the rabbit hole known as sovereign citizens. This is the rabbit hole known as being listed as a potential domestic terrorist. But I believe everybody has the right to question, to learn, to make their own decisions, and whether they be good or bad, those consequences are of their own choosing. It is not the government's job to protect you from yourself. You have the right to believe incorrect information. You have the right to disseminate incorrect information. You have the right to things that, again, are enumerated rights within the Liberty Clause of the Constitution. And while I preface all my sovereign citizen conversations with, I have never revoked my citizenship, I carry a driver's license, I don't submit paper terrorism to a court, I submit only what the court requires of me and in the briefest of terms and descriptions. which sovereign citizens, which again they say is an oxymoron, which doesn't matter because that's what the government calls you. What I take from this is that words do have meaning, and I will say that I have been met through many people, met many people on this internet that are of that variety. People have tried to recruit me. Hey, CJ, you're an eloquent speaker. You would say, you just check out this article here, and it leads you further down that sovereign rabbit hole. I again have never renounced my citizenship. I hate my government. I love my country. There's a big difference there between I love my government, I love my country, and I hate my government, love my country, or I hate my government and hate my country. Those are all three very different positions to take. I think BLM hates their government and hates their country. I think Republicans love their government, love their country, and libertarians hate their government but love their country. I think it's a very easy association to make when you really break it down Barney style. Because you can't take that from a Trumpophile. They're proud to be an American, where at least they know they're free. I mean, do you really know you're free? Try not paying your taxes one year. Tell me how free you are at the end of it. So, but we have to agree that words do have meaning. And whether you like it or not, sovereign citizens have the right to educate themselves, to learn, to say words, to look up meanings and definitions, to guide them to whatever process they may need to make decisions on how they handle themselves inside of courts. And Article 3 establishes these courts in law and equity. So you have to know what you're talking about before you realize that these people are saying things that are correct in language, but incorrect in interpretation. So the judicial power shall extend to all cases in law and equity arising under this Constitution, the laws of the United States, and treaties made or which shall be made under their authority, to all cases affecting ambassadors or public ministers and consuls, to all cases of admiralty and maritime jurisdiction, to controversies which the United States shall be a party, to controversies between two or more states, between a state and citizens of another state, between citizens of different states, between citizens of the same state claiming land under grants of different states, and between a state or the citizens thereof and foreign states, citizens or subjects. Now, if you're somebody that's out there that does not understand the words I just read and what those imply, I can't help you. Because you're going to look at somebody that says those words and go, that's sovereign citizen. If reading the Constitution makes you a sovereign citizen in America, we are fucked. Straight up fucked. Because that would be a whole different problem. That would be a whole different problem. Now, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among them the powers of the earth, the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitled them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. If reading the Declaration of Independence causes you to be a sovereign citizen, we have a problem in America. All of these words you just heard, in just the Declaration of Independence, you heard nature's law. You heard laws of nature, nature's God. And in Article 3, Section 2 of the Constitution, you hear law and equity. The laws of the United States implying more than one. One of those laws being admiralty law. Or admiralty for those who like to enunciate all the words because they are professional sovereign citizens. So when you're talking about maritime admiralty law, there's a very distinct meaning. Are you really saying John Cena? Really? Really? Did I just get John Cena'd? So where these people take it to the next level is, again, they believe they are responsible for the treasury and have unlimited funds, and I mean it gets the bloody fingerprint, the paper terrorism, all these things that make you go, what the fuck are these people doing? Those people go too far. Well, I love the theory of sovereign citizens because we are a country that literally declared itself sovereign. We wanted to make George Washington a sovereign and have his bloodline be sovereign for life at the founding of this country. So these words have meaning. These people are right that they are implied meanings of words that, when put together, can sound like a word salad of beautiful, sweet freedom. And like, you'd think that these people go on these long-winded rants of government tyranny when speaking in the sovereign form about article this, under that. I sound so ignorant because I'm not a sovereign citizen. But I've watched enough of it to know, like, it's not just right to travel. I'm a libertarian. I've had to say this before, and I hope, Miko, if you ever hear this, being a libertarian does not make me a sovereign citizen. I love the rabbit hole, but I'm not a sovereign citizen. I do believe the license is a right to travel issue. There is language in here about right to travel. And I believe the state has taken a right and turned it into a privilege. That's different than me saying I'm a sovereign citizen and I'm above the law. So I think a lot of this has to do with mental health. I think a lot of it has to do with not being able to have a clear grasp on reality. But when you see something like that, this is what happened last night as I was watching Miko's broadcast. I highly recommend you guys go check it out. 2 Franklin County Sheriff's Office SWAT deputies shot in North Linton. Suspect arrested hours after long barricade situation. And, I look at it and I'm like, I watched this from Miko's perspective because Miko went and got court documents. He got the inside view. He got it all. I mean, it was hard to listen to because of their shoddy audio. But this is what the news is putting out here, is that, that this is the angle you're seeing from what the media is putting out there. SWAT rolling up, the tape. You're seeing all this. Inside that home, she was making videos, calling herself the Lord of the Treasury or something along those lines, and saying the militia were going to show up. Well, I don't know if you know this or not, but the militia didn't show up. It's very obvious that she is in the wrong state of mind. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, 2 deputies get shot by a sovereign citizen is how I would have labeled this, and they treat her like a domestic terrorist. You see the full SWAT, you see the robot coming out, they tear gas the house, the dog inside, the lesbian couple involved in a, of course, CPS case, because let's just face it, folks, most of the CPS cases out there are filled with a bunch of fraud and abuse, and it's a rabbit hole within itself and to its own right. So to me, excuse me, to me, this government pushes people into this. and uses it to justify its own existence. So it's like your government is an abuser that is telling you you have to be abused. It's my responsibility to abuse you. And then when you claim we're abusing you, I'm going to abuse you even more. That's our current government. Make no mistake about it. It's not beneficial to the people. I mean, if I want to sit in my house and pretend I'm the sovereign king of Abernathyville, and my little plot of land here is my kingdom, there is no harm to that. I'm not declaring war on my neighbors next door. Do I have a mental health disorder at that point? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to think I cleared all those tests, and asked the cognitive questions. Like, I can find an elephant like Donald Trump can. I can point out the elephant. But, some of the things that they were saying in there, I mean, the woman was shot in the wrist through and through. The name of the lady was well, I don't know. Here, let's go ahead and let's see if we can just have this one.
Lane County Sheriff's Office, speaking on behalf of Sheriff Dallas Baldwin. The sheriff is at the hospital with family of both of the SWAT deputies that were shot this morning. I could tell you that the SWAT unit was out here executing a probate warrant. They do these routinely during the week and even on weekends. If you're not familiar with what a probate warrant is, it's basically an order by a judge to take a person into custody and take them physically to be evaluated at a mental health facility, that they are a danger to themselves, that they are a danger to their neighbors, they're a danger to the public. So the whole goal this morning was to take this individual.
And this is where I don't agree with this certain aspect of government, is that how they come to this conclusion that one judge makes this decision when we have evidence that judges rubber stamp case after case after case after case. And most cases are done for political favor, where attorneys and esquires, as they call them, at-laws, whatever, lawyers, judges, whatever they say. I don't agree with this level of policing for mental health. I don't agree the best thing to do in America is to send SWAT to somebody who you're calling a risk to the public or themselves. You end up with 2 deputies shot. You end up with somebody claiming to be the secretary or the loyal title to the treasury. We've had many of sovereign names across the time over the internet that have come and gone, that have claimed loyal titles in different forms or fashions. And again, speaking as the guy who's the producer for the guy that's declaring his own independence on his own land and his own sovereignty and forming his own country, I understand certain rights and property rights. I mean, I mean, it's a long conversation, but I don't agree judges should just get to rubber stamp cases and send this to people's doors, especially in mental health. This is why we see what we're seeing on the streets of our country today. This is, not the appropriate way to handle mental health issues.
Individual into custody to get her the help that she needed. The deputies are all trained as CIT deputies.
Again, to get her the help she needed, we had to break into a mentally ill person's house and force her through government action to get help. This is where I draw the line and the problem. They're on, and again, I fundamentally disagree with this on the principle of the matter. But she did shoot 2 deputies.
Crisis intervention team members. They go through extensive training.
The fact she's still alive should tell you that she's lucky.
And also with our mental health partners here in Franklin County. In this circumstance, they attempted to serve the warrant, take her into custody. They were met with shots being fired by the individual that's inside the house. At that point.
See, and this goes back to mental health, because again, if there's a warrant, again, a lot of us say get a warrant. Warrants are legitimate. Again, I question whether or not they're rubber stamped in the political aspect of of any warrant in America in 2020. I know my state's attorney had a beef with me. It would be as simple as, hey, judge, stamp this and we can fuck his life up for a while. And so again, I understand and recognize that power and authority that the government has. Where I fundamentally disagree with it is I don't think warrants should be in the power of one judge. I think that it should be at least a what do you call it? A limited jury at the minimum. Because again, I'm saying that a limited jury of like 6, where there's a unanimous decision by 6 people to execute this type of maneuver against a person on their own property would be more warranted than an old senile fuckstick who's been taking back office deals for a generation, deciding who is going into the mental loony bin or not. So I do think that needs to change in the aspect of policing in our country. This is just one white woman in North Linton, Ohio. Imagine what this policy does in the inner city where these court documents are rubber stamped easy. Well, what just happened? What just happened? Did I hit the home button? Oh, okay, well, where was he? There he was.
Chief Gilbert, Gilbert. I'm a chief deputy with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, speaking on behalf of Sheriff Dallas Baldwin. The sheriff is at the hospital with family of both of the SWAT deputies that were shot this morning. I could tell you that the SWAT unit was out here executing a probate warrant. They do these routinely during the week and even on weekends. If you're not familiar with what a probate warrant is, it's basically an order by a judge to take a person into custody and take them physically to be evaluated at a mental health facility, that they are a danger to themselves, that they're a danger to
anybody
neighbors,
could.
they're a danger to the public.
I disagree with how these are done.
This morning
Fundamentally,
was to take this individual into custody to get her the help that she needed. The deputies are all trained as CIT deputies, crisis intervention team members. They go through extensive training related to dealing with these probate warrants. They work closely with the probate court and also with our mental health partners here in Franklin County. In this circumstance, they attempted to serve the warrant, take her into custody. They were met with shots being fired by the individual that's inside the house. At that point, the deputies got in a safe location. Some shots were returned from other SWAT officers. 2 deputies were transported to local hospitals. We're asking for prayers and thoughts from the community. This is a very dangerous job. On any given day, any of us that wear this uniform could be shot.
And again, if you are executing this style tactic against mentally ill or accused mentally ill, and you get shot, not really going to be like, look at the fucking hero over here. Again, I fundamentally disagree with how these are done. And again, thoughts and prayers, whatever, to the officers shot, whatever. You kind of get what you fucking deserve when you work with the mentally ill. I mean, hate to say it like that, but maybe work in a line of work that doesn't violate constitutional rights like this.
Just recently, a Columbus police officer was shot executing a warrant as well. So this is an ongoing situation. I can't speak about the tactics right now because we're still negotiating with her. She is in the house.
And this is where Miko had the back
conclusion. However, she's still armed with the same firearm she shot the deputies with. So this is a very dangerous situation. The local residents in and around the residents that we're dealing with have been evacuated, and negotiations are ongoing.
And we heard that some of the other neighbors might be sheltering in place. Is that true too?
Yes, we've obviously knocked on all the doors and notified the residents that are in the area in regards to what has occurred and what's going on. So we've evacuated those that could leave, I believe.
And again, I'm going to leave it at that one for now. Again, we were watching last night on other angles that the media obviously didn't have access to or didn't play. Like I said, I just interesting news day today, folks. Interesting news day, to say the least. I wish somebody would have clicked the link. It was pretty lonely this morning. A lot to talk about. You know. Real quick before I go, last little story here. The Dollar Tree and the Family Dollar reverse on masks. They were requiring masks. Now they're not requiring masks. Here in Eureka, South Dakota, the Dollar General is requiring masks. It's fucking stupid. None of this makes any sense. And much like the school here, when the school is a school again, my kids will go to school, not your government fucking sanctioned prison camp. And I won't be going to the Dollar General. I won't be spending my money at that location, and I won't be contributing to their business. I think that's what only all of us can do at this point. There's nothing in that building I absolutely need that I not order offline and have delivered right to my door. So, you know, big change there. So it just goes to show there's just so much stupid in the world, folks. And we're never going to be able to get a real grasp on how to fix the problems because people are the problem. People are the problem. Government is the problem. And until we can change people, we can't change government because people are allowing government because they are that stupid in the world to continue to do this type of shit. So, again, I don't agree with the sovereign citizen executing warrant the way they do it, claiming mental health. I think there's other ways to go about that than sending what they call a foreign entity army to your door. And it's just dumb. It's dumb. But you know, it's a hard thing to cover too. It's a hard lesson for people to learn. Stupid choices have stupid results, you know, and the stupid choice we've all made is this government, you know, and we are seeing the stupid results nonetheless. But all right, you guys, that's all the time I got for today. You guys have a good day or don't. Choice is always yours. I'll see you guys on Adam versus the Man here in about an hour. I'll see you guys later.
Welcome to Coffee and a Con.